apples are the shit. So I'm like, you know what? Call me when you get there and message me and we'll just let me know that you're there. And if you need me to come along, I'll be there as soon as I can. So I waited probably about half an hour, 45 minutes, and I finally, you know what, he hasn't called me or anything, so I called him, and he's like, yeah, I'm here. I have to stay, unfortunately. I just found her in the bedroom closet trying to hang herself with an extension cord. So I'm like, okay, give me a shout tomorrow. Never heard from him for probably about 3 weeks. So I tried getting a hold of him some more, and then I got an email from just basically ending a 13-year friendship out of nowhere. I found out before Devin's dad passed away that why he apparently ended the friendship, and it apparently had something to do with me constantly loaning money and never paying it back, and which is weird because me and Dev had an understanding. I'd lend him money, I'd pay him back when I had it, and we'd do the same thing. If he needed money, I'd loan him money, and, you know, it was a mutual understanding, and I never had any qualms with it until she came around. And it was after that when he went to Jasper, and then probably about 3 months of him being in Jasper, he couldn't find a job. He messaged me, and it was like, he was kind of worried, kind of concerned, and I told him, you know what, if you are serious about us being friends, then you know what, I'll give you my advice. You need to leave her. You need to get away from her. She's bringing you down. She's not helping your mood. She's not helping anything at all, really. So after that, never heard from him since. And it's been 9 years. And that was just leading up to it. And I found it very, very odd, because I've known the guy for 13 years, to just randomly up and end a friendship, because at one point while we were growing up, while we were hanging out, he and I realized, like, we're more alike than what we let people on. And I'm like, yeah, it's true. I guess we are. I don't know. I was drinking, doing drugs at the time, so a lot of the conversations are kind of, you know, all conjumbled. So with Dev, he did everything at his pace, and he always did things his way. And if he wasn't happy with something, he'd say fuck it and try it again. And then he'd say fuck it and try it again until he mastered it and got it perfect. And that's why I hated playing video games against him, because he made me look like a fucking idiot all the time. I couldn't play Guitar Hero with him because he's like, you can't play guitar because you're missing a finger. What a jackass. Love the guy, but yeah, he that's what our friendship was based on. It was basically us insulting each other to the point where, you know, the insults actually made no sense. We were just calling each other, you know, articles of clothing at one point, and people were like, you guys are idiots. I'm like, no, we're just having fun. Alright, so with that, I'm going to play one more song. Well, not one more song. I got one more selection after I play this track. I heard this song probably about 3 or 4 years ago because one of my former coworkers is a mutual fan of 90s rock. Airplane, the plane boss. Come on, Fantasy Island, yeah. You guys know what I'm talking about. Where was I? I should stop smoking weed. I really should. Okay. Alright, so we're going to play another song. It's Gone by Jerry Cantrell. I chose this song to play because it actually reminds me of my friendship with Devin Muldoon. So here it is, only on Back to the Shack, a place where you can hear music that you would not normally hear on radio. Here is Gone.
Along the way, I coughed up the price. I bought a case. I've had a hell of a time since I went away. Don't know when I die or where to lay down. Gone away, gone away. God knows I've tried. I'm died in pain. Strong yet simple drive. The freedom to say I've had a hell of a time since I went away. Holding on traces of light, the distance fades. Yeah, I'm gone away. Yeah, I'm gone away. Gone So they say with time, we slowly heal. I caught a flash of your smile, through the fog of a dream. I'll have a hell of a time. I clearly see I can't be by your side. I see you when I sleep. Now you're gone away. Gone away. Gone away.
Gone. Jerry Cantrell, back to the shack. I'm your host, Big Bad Blair Glucki. Oh, okay, so we're slowly winding down. We're catching on to our last 20 minutes of my show, which is called, I guess, the Person Man Show. Why not? We'll go all the way to Person Man. Character developed by David Muldoon. An original idea. I could have sworn he was on drugs the day I met him, but he was sober. He was just fucking weird. Alright, so I've been thinking, well, the music was playing, I was thinking of, different stories that I could tell about Dev that, are, not slanderous. Sorry, I've had a couple beers. That, don't perceive him to be, an idiot. But the best story I could think of is where I come off looking like the idiot. So it was probably about, I'd say, early 2000s. I was helping Devin shovel off his parents' roof's house on the garage. And we had a nice decent size of snow build up underneath. And it looked fluffy, it looked nice and fluffy. So I, being, really, really warm with probably about a 2.5 of rum and a little bit of special marijuana, I decided that, I'd like to try being thrown off the roof because just 15 minutes ago we were watching Mick Foley do the same thing in the 1998 King of the Ring Hell in a Cell match against The Undertaker. So I spent probably about 35 minutes just flat out pestering him to choke slam me off the roof into the snow. And it got to the point where he's like, you know what, if this will shut you up, I'll fucking do it, okay? So I'm like, okay, let me finish my smoke, let me finish my shot. Did both, and I'm like, okay, let's do this. So he's like on 3, 1, 2, 3. I jump, he lifts up, boom. Before that, he went down to check if there's ice in the mound of snow because after all, we were shoveling off a roof, so there's got to be a few slabs of ice in there. So he went down, poked around the mound a little bit, and there was no ice. Yeah, there was ice. Because when I landed, I heard a crunch, but I thought that was just snow. I didn't know that was, my back crunching against ice. So I got up and asked him to do that again 2 more times. And then we did it 2 more times, and I got up and I just walked away. Probably about 5 days later, I said, oh, fuck, man, my back fucking hurts. He's like, well, maybe it's because I fucking threw you off my roof 3 times. You just wouldn't learn, Blair. You just wouldn't learn. Oh, okay, that makes all sorts of sense and explains absolutely everything. But that was the type of shit we did because we didn't have, cell phones that could wipe our asses or make us food. There was no smartphones. We had to make our own fun, and to me, that was just the best time of my life was, just hanging out and just drinking and having fun with my buds and, doing shit, like getting chokeslammed off a roof. Alright, so I'm going to give my opinions about how I feel about Devin's disappearance, because I've kept a lot of it to myself because I don't want to perceive myself as being an asshole, because after all, I'm between 3 other of Dev's friends. I'd like to think that I knew him a little bit better, but not better than, let's say, Josh. I didn't know him better than him. Those guys were inseparable. But Dev and I knew him on, I'd like to think, a personal level. Just his mentality. He was super intelligent, and he actually mentioned this way before his disappearance, like 2 years before he disappeared. He was in his basement, and we were watching How I Met Your Mother. And he's like, you know what? Because he had a picture of himself when in high school grad where he was completely clean shaven at that point. When we were hanging out, he had long freaking metal hair, freaking huge ass fucking goatee, and he said, if I wanted to disappear, all I'd have to do is cut my hair and shave. Nobody would recognize me. That would work. I'm like, all I'd have to do is get fat.